If you thought the defending three-time Ivy League champions in men's basketball were getting ready to cede their throne, well, think again. Less than 24 hours after an emotional overtime victory in Providence, the Harvard Crimson come into New Haven, Connecticut and defeat the previously undefeated Yale Bulldogs by a score of 52-50 here at Lee Amphitheater in New Haven, Connecticut. The win for Harvard, tying Yale atop the Ivy League standings at 5-1. Now, this game really picked up in the second half, and as a matter of fact, the game really had to pick up in the second half. In that first half, the halftime score was Harvard 16 and Yale 11. Harvard shot 8 of 26 from the field in the first half. Yale shot 3 of 22 in the first half. But the Bulldogs made 5 of its first 6 shots in the second half, cut the Harvard lead into 1. But in that second half, they were never able to get over the hump and take the lead. And the main reason, the 3 core players for the Harvard Crimson really stepped up late in the second half. Siani Chambers, the point guard, hit a big 3-pointer with about 4 minutes to go to extend a Harvard 3-point lead to 6. Siani Chambers in the game, 8 points along with 6 assists. On the next defensive possession, Steve Mondumisi with a big block on Matt Townsend. Mondumisi in the game finished up with 8 points, 8 rebounds, and a couple of blocked shots. But the star of the game, last season's Ivy League Player of the Year, Wesley Saunders, who made a layup on the ensuing possession after the Mondumisi block. Wesley Saunders, 16 points in the ball game to lead all scorers. And after the game, I talked with Wesley Saunders and I asked him to begin our conversation with Yale possibly about to take a 2-game lead on the rest of the field in the Ivy League with a win here tonight. Did it feel like more than just one game to defeat the Yale Bulldogs here at Lee Amphitheater tonight?
Well, it was definitely a big game for us. We knew coming in that they had the #1 lead in the Ivy League. And so we knew we were going to have to come out and battle against them because of the atmosphere. Everybody was hyped up, amped up. And so we just came out and fought and did what we needed to do to come out with a win. So it was definitely a big game. We knew that coming in, but we didn't treat it too much like a different game.
What was the halftime mood like? You guys weren't shooting very well, but you held Yale to 3 for 22 on the field. So is it more positive on the defense or just wanting to get it more going on the offense?
Yeah, well, our calling card all year has been defense. The program's been built on defense, so we knew that regardless of shots falling, we still have to lock in on defense. So we knew eventually the second half that we would end up making shots, as I think we did a little bit better. So we were positive about that, but we knew that we had to eventually hit some shots to win the game.
How important was that exchange? At about the 4-minute mark, Yale was down by 3. Siani hits the 3-pointer. Steve Mondumisi with the block. You have a layup. Was that the point where you thought, okay, maybe you finally have control of this game?
That was definitely a big play, a momentum changer. But we knew it was going to be a battle to the end, just like it was. And so we knew we couldn't let up. Those big plays happened throughout the game for both sides. So we knew that every team was going to go on a run. We were, they were. And so we just knew we had to battle it out to the end.
It's always tough going on the road in the Ivy League with these quick turnarounds, but after last night's game against Brown, the overtime game where you were able to force the overtime and then seal it with the victory, how much tougher was it to have this turnaround with that emotional win and then playing the league leaders?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely taxing on the body for sure. More than anything, I think we've been used to playing back-to-back games, especially the older guys on the team. So I think we've kind of gotten a feel for doing this. So I don't think it was too taxing really mentally, but physically playing an overtime game and then having to bounce back the next day and come out and battle like this was taxing on the body.
12 wins on the road consecutively in the Ivy League. Is it almost a point of emphasis and pride that you guys now have on the road?
Yeah, we definitely take pride in going into hostile environments and winning games. We love the challenge, and so hopefully we can just keep it up.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you get back on the bus driving back to Cambridge?
Sleep. Sleep, yeah.
Wesley Saunders, congratulations on the victory. Harvard 52, Yale 50. Wesley, thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you.
So Wesley Saunders can rest his head on the bus knowing that his Harvard Crimson are tied atop the Ivy League standings at 5-1 with the Yale Bulldogs. For Yale, a missed opportunity to open up a 2-game lead on the rest of the field in the Ivy League standings, pretty much at the halfway point of the Ivy League conference season. Jack Montague, the guard for Yale, led all Yale scorers with 11 points. Matt Townsend, the other Bulldog player, in double figures in this ballgame. He had 10 points, but the story of this ballgame from Yale's perspective, forward Justin Sears, the Ivy League's leading scorer in league play, 22 points per game, was held to only 9 points in this ballgame to go along with 7 rebounds. You heard Wesley Saunders talk about how Harvard's calling card is on the defensive end and Harvard's defense, especially on the interior, holding down Justin Sears in this ballgame. Only 9 points for Justin Sears tonight against the Harvard Crimson. So stay tuned to A Lot of Sports Talk and ALOTofSportsTalk.com, where we will have the written recap of this game. We also will have the new 3-point play, 3 observations from us, ALOTofSportsTalk.com, about the week that was in college basketball. And also next week, we will have a new edition of the A Lot of Sports Talk podcast. So once again, Harvard on the road, winning once again its 12th consecutive win on the road in Ivy League play, a 52-50 victory over the Yale Bulldogs. From the Lee Amphitheater in New Haven, Connecticut, my name is Adeshina Koike for A Lot of Sports Talk.com.